Okay, welcome to my final project. It's not completely the way that I would like it to be done, but this is what I got to, and I'll explain through the code what I actually wanted to do. I couldn't find a football 3D model anywhere online for free anyway. So I have beach balls, but the scale of my project was to create mirrors or kind of mess with, the, camera quality. I wanted to play around with it. I really like the idea of having these FBOs, up like that. I do have an issue. What I originally wanted to do was have a camera above the field, and then this would be like the big screen, like the Jumbotron, at a football game, showing kind of like what people would see on the screen or on a TV. I couldn't find, like I said, I couldn't find a football, so we have these beach balls that you can throw, and they don't interact with each other, but they interact with the ground. I had a little bit of an issue trying to figure out how to shoot them directly forward at the camera from the camera, but I believe I have it worked out for the most part. It's still a little bit off. I think that's an angular velocity type of issue. The Jumbotron is obviously the current camera that I have, or the main camera. I had a lot of issues trying to incorporate my own second camera, so that is how that came out. And it does have obviously the issue of, when you look at this, it creates kind of like a mirror to mirror thing. But yeah, I wanted it to be a little bit more scaled out. So I got this big field, and that's mostly it for the video portion. I'd like to explain a little bit about the code. So I added in for the angular, or for the force, I added in these two here. And then every time you press the 1 key, it creates a new ball and puts that force onto it. It also outputs um, the angular velocity. It outputs that. I just wanted to explain a little bit about why I was having such an issue with wocam.hpp is where I tried to incorporate a new camera object, and I couldn't get it to work together with this right here, the WO camera sync. Okay, so this was the error that I was getting. I actually have this on a different version of my project, but rtti.cpp not found. That was a big issue. I spent a few hours trying to figure out why that was all of a sudden coming up, and eventually I came to the conclusion that it was because of this world list trying to push in the WO to the mirror. Anytime that mirror is a camera, anytime that I would try to make a new WO like that and set it equal to a camera, even though camera inherits from WO, I would still get that RTTI error. Yes, so switching, just to make sure, just to show, changing this to a global variable does not fix the problem. It's in this right here, trying to push that WO to the world list. I'm not quite sure what that error is, but outside of that, if outside of that, that is my final project. It's not as in depth as I wanted it to be, but I believe that if I had figured out the RTTI.cpp problem, I would have definitely been able to have a cool, jumbotron and do a little bit more with my project. I really got stuck at at that point and spent a lot of time on it and still came away with nothing. So thank you for watching. Appreciate it, and have a great summer.